Okay.
Ailish Hawkins on my left, Olivia Foody on my right. Ailish running 10:08 in the top section of the Steeplechase. Olivia 33:20, runner-up in second section of the women's 10,000. Really quality day overall for the UCLA Bruin women, whether they're competing unattached or in Ailish's case, or with the kit in Olivia's case. Just in first and foremost, like to be able to have such a high-level meet where it doesn't require, especially being part of the Big Ten, where you don't have to, make that travel, across the country, and you can and just head up the 405 and the 5, or the 101, up here.
We took the pretty drive, yeah.
Absolutely, and then the fact that the conditions aren't always perfect, but they were pretty close to it today. So Olivia's,
besides the caterpillars like falling from the trees.
Yeah, Olivia, especially for you, having to race so late, and the fact that that they still have the pacer out there, and and the conditions were still spectacular. How meaningful was that for you?
It was very meaningful. That was my first 10K ever, and I thought it went really well. I thought the conditions were, like you said, close to perfect. Couldn't have done it without my girl Ailish.
She
on the sidelines.
5K in, we cheered, told her to surge or whatever. Well, I don't know what the hell. She basically looked over at us, smiled, and then surged and went by the girl. So yeah, it was us that really did it.
Absolutely.
It was her, basically. That got me through it.
How did the reality of completing the 25 laps match up to what's in your head about how daunting that is?
Honestly, it was a pretty surreal feeling. Like I said, I've never done that before, and I was kind of scared about what was going to go on upstairs throughout the whole race, but I really didn't have a thought. I just locked in on a girl's ponytail in front of me and was like, let's do this thing, and it got me through.
Absolutely. In terms of showing the level of just patience and and poise and composure for the first 8K or 9K, which is so impressive, for someone who's a veteran, let alone someone doing it for the first time.
Yes.
Just in terms of how you kind of chop the race down into into sections or parts, like Ailish said, especially in that second half. What by the time you got to 8K and 9K, was that last K as challenging as you thought it would be, or were you really encouraged with how much you had left?
I didn't even realize the distance or what I had left. I kind of just went with it. I didn't really know exactly when to kick. There was one moment I saw 6 laps, and I was like, I feel really good. Might as well just start to get going. And I caught the girl who was in second. And if I had more time, I could have caught the girl who's in first. But it's a learning experience, and we're just gonna build on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ailish, I'm always fascinated when someone who has experience over barriers and water jumps kind of goes back to square one at the start of a new outdoor season in pursuit. How would you assess how that felt? Starting to write this chapter of your career in the steeple.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting a bit confused first couple laps, having people around me again. And definitely got splashed fully in the face on the water jump, so something went wrong there. Not supposed to happen. But yeah, I think it was good overall. I mean, you kind of get used to it after a few laps in, and I kind of locked in again. And we had one of our girls do a little somersault, so
on his head.
We need to get back to practicing those hurdle drills, but it was good, solid.
And in terms of how you were able to attack in between, just how good are you feeling about what you're able to contribute in the flat distances, because obviously especially when you're getting into the really deep quality fields like here and and Brian Clay and Big Tens and whatnot, obviously you want to be able to get out of traffic as quick as possible over the barriers and water jumps. But how good did you feel about this, navigating the space in between?
Yeah, that was good actually. I think though my strength is the jumps, and then you go to my PRs and you're like, oh shit, not good. So
fair.
Yeah, the 15 is not working for me yet. But I think I just need to, once I get that, those girls were closing in under 80s, and that's where I need to be, and I'm still not there.
It's coming.
Yeah, the running part I still need to work on, but I think we'll get it.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, in between the running part, but yeah.
And for both of you, Ailish, I'll go with you, and then Olivia will wrap it up with you. Just in terms of it being early April, right? And
That's true.
And obviously it's the long game to get to conference, and Lord willing, health providing West regionals in Arkansas as well. So how good of a stepping stone is this, Ailish?
Yeah, for me, I mean, because this whole season's just a stepping stone, like redshirting this season. Yep. It's all just about like focusing on things that I can work on and that will like give me strength in the future. So I'm kind of going into races with a different mindset, and it's fun so far, first race in.
I mean, obviously you're still going to be the same competitive athlete that you were at Newbury Park, and certainly now
My peak.
Now collegiately. But does it give you an opportunity to just really race, with a lot of freedom and a lot of calm, because like you said, it's not with all the pressure of being like, I got to get ready for conference, or I got to get the regional qualifier. Like, is that a freeing feeling at all?
Yeah, it is, because I'm not focused on my time going to this race. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want to hit this time, or like even just like not wearing UCLA and not feeling like I have any pressure on me at all. It's kind of nice. I mean, I'm just going out there for myself, and like I said, working on things and becoming a better athlete, not like caring about having to score Big Tens or get to regionals. Yeah, so it's very free.
And Olivia, obviously we certainly hope that this takes care of itself for you, in terms of have an opportunity to build again, in the postseason, but in terms of how this would hopefully translate to the 5, how encouraged are you for that next opportunity?
For a 5K?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think I can do a lot more damage in the 5K than I've...
Surely you hit a 5K PR today.
Yeah, surely. Yeah.
Gotta be.
We're going for breaking 16 in the 5K next.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
Great ambition.
See you later, Dice Dad.
UCLA. Peace
absolutely.
out. Forza, baby.
Should we hit him with a little transition?